the basic diagram of this abdomen. So I'm just drawing the anterior view of this abdomen, right? So I'm just trying to draw the anterior view of this abdomen. I'm making somewhat larger, right? Okay. In this one, I'm just keeping here. This is nothing but the dome of the diaphragm. Okay. So this is the dome of the diaphragm which I'm drawing here. Right. I will just fill this space so that it will look like a proper diaphragm. I know that we will start with the duodenum, but first of all, you listen to the theory, then you come to the dissection, then you will understand it easily. And after keeping this diaphragm, I just draw a transpyloric plane. Okay, I'm just trying to draw a transpyloric plane here. And also, I wanted to draw a transtubercular plane here, right? Below the below the transtubercular plane, you see what? The anterior superior iliac spines, and this is the inguinal ligament. Where if I join both these things, right? Okay. Now I also wanted to draw one mid-clavicular line, right? Mid-clavicular line towards the right side, what you are seeing here. And also I wanted to draw another mid-clavicular line which is going straight. So on the left side also I am just drawing another mid-clavicular line. This is also going like this, okay? This is a mid-clavicular. So as a result, now we can see that the abdomen is divided into 9 quadrants. That is quite common. Everybody knows that. Now the question is like, I want to keep another one called as, this one called as what, the coastal margin, right? I wanted to keep this coastal margin. This is nothing but the coastal margin with the xiphoid process of the sternum here, and this is the coastal margin, right? Now I just want to keep the duodenum. Before keeping the duodenum, I wanted to keep something else here. So that is this part. This is what? Definitely, obviously, it will be what? The stomach. So let me draw this stomach here like this. Okay, this is the stomach. Okay, region of the stomach. Now, from the stomach, now the duodenum starts. This is the first part of the duodenum. This is the first part of the duodenum. And now this first part extends as the second part of the duodenum. And now it turns like this, because already I told you that it is in the form of a C shape, right? This is the third part of the duodenum. Second part. Now comes the third part of the duodenum. And finally, it is equal to part here. Right? This is the exact shape and also location of the duodenum, right? Okay. So this means that the duodenum is basically occupied the epigastric region and also the umbilical region. Clear? Now I also want to keep some more structures, add some more structures to make sure that you will understand this topic easily. Now I am keeping some structure here called as what? You can see that this is the liver. I am just keeping this liver. Let me like make it older. And this liver on its inferior surface it is having some like a small structure called as what? On the inferior surface here at this level. Here it is having a small structure called as gallbladder. I am just keeping the same gallbladder also there. Okay, I also want to add some more structure. I'll start from here. I am just something is bending down like this, and again it is coming like this. Okay, again it is taking a bend. It is going to shape and it came like this. So for that, I will just complete this diagram by just drawing like this. Okay. Oh, right. This is what? Intestine, right? Within this cavity, I also want to keep something else. What this would be? Groups of small intestine. I also get the small intestine. Okay, let me keep last structure. Okay, I want to keep another last structure. That is this one. Within this C shape, I want to keep a nice structure here like this. It will be like this. So it will have a tail like this. Back here, right? Back. And finally, before ending this, I want to keep something like this, which was extending from the transverse colon to the posterior abdominal wall. Extending from the transverse colon to the posterior abdominal wall. Transverse mesocolon, right? I think this is enough for us, right? Okay. So now we will start with the duodenum. Basically, the duodenum is it is derived from a Greek word called as duodecadactylus. Duodecadactylus is nothing but it is having the length of the duodenum is equal to the breadth of 12 fingers. If you keep 12 fingers, that is the exact length of the duodenum. That is the meaning of this duodecadactylus. Duodecadactylus means that the length of the duodenum is approximately the breadth of 12 fingers. 12 fingers breadth. Okay. So if I keep my all these fingers, it will be like this. This is the length of the duodenum. Okay. So coming to the introductory part, I just wanted to show. I don't need to label this one, right? The basic things. I don't need to label. So coming to the introduction part, this duodenum, okay, it is C-shape, right? Am I correct? It is C-shape, right? And this duodenum is derived from the Greek word called as duodecadactylus, which is nothing but it is having a length of 12 fingers breadth. P-R-E-A-D-E-T-H. Because the length of the duodenum is equal to breadth of 12 fingers. And also, please remember that most of the duodenum is retroperitoneal. But there is a small problem. Most of the duodenum I told, which means that small part of the duodenum is peritoneal. I'll show you what is that small part, okay? And now the thing is like the duodenum, whatever you are seeing, this C-shaped duodenum is always a fixed part of the small intestine. It is a fixed part of small intestine, which means that it doesn't move just like the small intestine. No, it doesn't move. It is fixed, okay? And also, please remember that the speciality of duodenum is it is the most dilated part of small intestine, which means that in the whole small intestine this is the most dilated part. Okay, so this is the most dilated part of the small intestine, right? And also, now coming to the location of the duodenum, the duodenum is basically located or it lies opposite to L1, L2, L3 vertebrae. So the duodenum lies opposite to the L1, L2 and L3 vertebrae, right? And now the next important point about this duodenum is L1, L2, L3. Right. Now this is all about the introduction. This is enough for the introduction, right? So it is the most dilated part of the small intestine and lies opposite to L1, L2, L3. And if I want to add some more, like lines to the answer, I will write that it extends from pylorus of the stomach to duodenojejunal junction. Okay, it extends from the pylorus here to the duodenojejunal junction, because after the duodenum what you see is like the jejunum, right? So now let us see about each part separately now. This is called as the first part of the duodenum. What you are seeing here, this is the first part of the duodenum. This is the first part. Otherwise, you can even also call it as the superior part of the duodenum. This is the second part of the duodenum, which is the vertical one, and this is the third part of the duodenum, which is horizontal one, and this is the fourth part of the duodenum, right? Final part. So now let us see about the first part of the duodenum. So coming to the first part of the duodenum, if I have to write, first part of the duodenum, now I am going to deal with the first part of the duodenum, right? The first part of the duodenum basically anteriorly it is now related to like basically that is what liver and also the gallbladder. Are you correct? Is it correct? But this first part of the duodenum is having some special features. It is having some real special features. That is, the first part of the duodenum is approximately 5 centimeters long, or otherwise you can say it as 2 inches. It is 2 inches, right? And the special feature of this first part of the duodenum is it is devoid, means it is not having, it is devoid of circular mucosal folds. So this first part of the duodenum does not have any circular mucosal folds in it, which means that it is a plain pipe. If you put something, it will slip easily into the next part. So as a result of like the absence of these circular mucosal folds, if you take a radiograph that is nothing but a barium beam. When you want to see something, like some obstruction in the intestine or in the esophagus, you give a barium meal and then you take X-rays, like according to the time wise, you will take 4 to 5 X-rays from 15 minutes one, 30 minutes second one, 45 minutes third one, and 1 hour fourth one, like that. That is called as a barium meal. So in this radiograph, as this is not having any circular mucosal folds, the radiograph, how it appears to be like this first part of the duodenum. In the radiograph, it gives a small gap because nothing can stay in that because there are no mucosal folds. As a result, in the radiograph, it gives a nice gap which we call it as the duodenal gap. This is what the duodenal gap. And the other special feature of this first part of the duodenum is generally when there is no food in it, what happens is like the first part of the duodenum generally what it has to do is like it will protrudes into pylorus of stomach. So whenever it is not having work, it will go into the pylorus and take rest. That is the other special feature of the duodenum, right? Now again there is a special feature of the duodenum. Just now I said that most of the duodenum is retroperitoneal, right? But if you take this 5 centimeters of the first part of the duodenum, within this 5 centimeters, I am now writing it as the proximal 2.5 centimeters. Okay? This proximal 2.5 centimeters of the duodenum, basically, how it will be is like only the first proximal 2.5 centimeters is basically covered by the peritoneum, on both sides, which means that only the proximal half of the first part of duodenum is peritoneal. This is a neat PG question also for you. Only the proximal half of the first part of duodenum is the only structure which is peritoneal. Now, if I have to draw the second one, that is the distal 2.5 centimeters of the duodenum. This distal 2.5 centimeters of the duodenum is slightly different. That now you can see the change. Once you come to the distal part of the duodenum, distal half of the duodenum, now instead of now being peritoneal, it is covered only on the anterior surface by the peritoneum, which means that the distal half of the first part of the duodenum is retroperitoneal. These are all the special features of this first part of the duodenum. Now, we will go into the relations of this first part of the duodenum. If you have to go to the relations of this first part of the duodenum, already you are seeing here, anteriorly it is definitely related to what structure? Purple one, liver, right? So now I am going to take a parasagittal section so that I will see what is the exact relations of this first part of the duodenum. In this parasagittal section, how it appears is like, now I just wanted to draw like this. So I will just draw this liver. This is the parasagittal section of the liver, right? And now I wanted to just draw, make it bold so that you will understand it. So when I have taken a parasagittal section to see the exact part of the liver which is related to this first part is like, when I have taken a parasagittal section, I found that the quadrate lobe of the liver is exactly lying over the anterior surface of this first part of the liver. So in the liver we have lobes, right? Right lobe, left lobe, quadrate lobe and the quadrate. So this quadrate lobe of the liver is exactly lying opposite, anterior to the first part of the liver. And you know very well that this first part of the duodenum also has got some other structure here. This liver on its interior surface also has got some other structure here called as what? The gallbladder, right? This is the gallbladder. You can see the gallbladder here, right? And you know very well that the liver is retroperitoneal or peritoneal. So I am just drawing the peritoneal layer here covering the liver, covering this part. So this peritoneum is covering it here. See, you can see now the peritoneum is coming down. It is even covering a part of the gallbladder. Now it went here, and I will complete this diagram by drawing this peritoneal layer covering this liver. Okay. Now coming to the exact location of this first part, you can see this peritoneal layer is now reflecting here like this, and now it is covering what? The duodenum. That is the first part of the duodenum only on the anterior surface, right? Only on the anterior surface, and made it retroperitoneal. Is it clear till now? Okay. Now, just behind this first part of the duodenum, you can even imagine in your body. Just duodenum is here, right? Just behind the first part of duodenum, there was something which is coming from here, from the liver and also the gallbladder. Something is coming down and going to the second part of the duodenum. Bile duct. That is nothing but the bile duct. So this is the bile duct which is going exactly like this, just behind the first part of the duodenum. And behind the bile duct, just behind the bile duct, you will be seeing another important structure. Already in the last lecture we have seen it. That is an artery which is giving two branches like this. Namely, one is called as the hepatic artery proper, gastroduodenal artery, and what is this one? Common hepatic artery, right? And just behind this hepatic artery proper and the gastroduodenal artery, we also will see some important structure which is formed by the union of the splenic vein with the superior mesenteric vein. The splenic vein has joined with the superior mesenteric vein to form an important structure here called as the portal vein. Portal vein. And now, adjacent to the portal vein, just behind the portal vein, we are seeing a big tube which is passing behind the liver here, and it is now targeting to reach the lower part of the right atrium of the heart. What it might be? Inferior vena. This is the inferior vena. Now you can see that. Please try to observe this diagram. Just in between the gastroduodenal artery and the portal vein, there is a nice space, right? This space is already occupied by one structure which is yellow in the diagram. What is that? This is the location of the head of the pancreas. This is the location of the head of the pancreas, which is lying here. And also, when I was showing you about the dissection of the peritoneum, I said that there is a nice opening between the lesser sac and the greater sac, called as what? This is the location of the epiploid foramen. You can see. So this is all what you have to see in this one. Now I just label this part. What is this one? Liver. And what is this?
Gallbladder.
Gallbladder. What is this? First part of duodenum. Okay. Now what is this one? common bile duct, right? Or simply I am writing it as bile duct, and I will write it as what the hepatic artery. Am I correct? And what is this one? Gastro-duodenal artery, right? And also I wanted to write this one as what is this? Head of pancreas, right? And also what is this one? Portal vein. And what is this one? Inferior vena cava. And I wanted to write this one as what? Right? So now let us see. I also want to complete this labeling by just drawing it as what? This is what the common hepatic artery. Again and again I am repeatedly telling you the common hepatic artery will divide into hepatic artery proper and also the gastroduodenal artery. You know that, right? Common hepatic artery is a direct branch of celiac trunk. Celiac trunk is having only 3 branches, that is right, left gastric artery, splenic artery, and this common hepatic, right? So now let us see the relations of this first part of the video. Now simply I just will write here the anterior relations, right? So now the anterior relations of the first part of the video. Anteriorly to the duodenum, you can see this is nothing but which lobe of the liver? Quadrant lobe of the liver. So anteriorly you are seeing quadrant lobe of the liver, and also you are seeing this structure. What is that? Or you can write the fundus of the gallbladder, right? So now anteriorly you are seeing what? The quadrant lobe of the liver and also the gallbladder, right? And now posteriorly, I am just starting here. I will write from here only. Posterior relations of the first part of the duodenum. Now we will start writing in a sequence. First one, what you see? Bile duct. Just behind the bile duct, what you see? Hepatic artery proper, right? And also I am seeing the gastro-duodenal artery, and also I am seeing what? The common hepatic artery, right? I am also seeing the common hepatic artery, right? And also behind that I am seeing what? The head of pancreas, and behind the head of pancreas I am seeing what? Portal vein. Behind the portal vein I am seeing what? Epiploic foramen. And behind the epiploic foramen, final one what I am seeing is the inferior vena cava. These are all the anterior and also the posterior relations of the first part of the duodenum. So please remember that the first part of the duodenum is 5 centimeters long or 2 inches. Okay? This is all about the first part of the duodenum. Now let us go to the next one, that is called as the, this is next one called as what? I will write with a different color. Second part, right? Second part of the duodenum. Now we will write the second part of the duodenum. So coming to the second part of the duodenum, okay? This is the second part of the what you see, right? The second part of the duodenum is approximately 7.5 centimeters long, or you can now say it as the 3 inches long, right? The second part of the duodenum is 7.5 centimeters or 3 inches in length, and it is the vertical part of the duodenum. It is the vertical part of duodenum. Am I correct? It is vertical, right? And now let us see the relations of the second part. In this second part of the duodenum, this is the second part exactly, right? You can see the second part is starting from here and it is ending it here. So second part of the duodenum is now anteriorly it is related to what is this purple color? Liver. And also you can see this second part is also slightly related to this small structure, gallbladder. And now see this second part, here it is also related to this orange color structure. And also from the transverse colon something is going above the second part. this is all the anterior relations. So anteriorly, the second part of the duodenum is related to right. I'll write as right lobe of liver. Am I correct? Right? Am I correct? And also it is related to the gallbladder. Am I correct? And it is also related to the what? Transverse colon. And also it is related to the transverse mesocolon. Anterior relations are finished, right? Now let us go to the posterior relations. You know very well that now the basic concept. మీరు ఎక్కడ మిస్టేక్ చేస్తారు, ఇక్కడ చేస్తారు mistake. Most of you do. Where you remember the mistake is like, please remember the basic concept that duodenum is lying towards the right side. So whatever structures now you are going to write will be, you are going to write in the answer will be towards the right side. So now I just want to show you the posterior relations of this, like second part of the duodenum. To show you the posterior relations, I will just draw here a simple diagram. Now I want to keep some structure here. And what is this one? Which kidney? Right kidney. Okay, don't say little kidney. It is right kidney. So I am just drawing this kidney, and this is the ureter part, and this is what?
Hilum.
Hilum of the kidney, or we call it as something renal pelvis. Renal pelvis is called as renal pelvis. Right renal pelvis, right kidney. And this right kidney is also related to one muscle. One muscle. It is also related to one muscle. So this muscle is exactly lying like this. So this muscle is lying like this in the pelvis. So you see this muscle coming out at the level of the femoral triangle. Iliopsoas muscle. That too, it will be towards the right side. So what you will call it as the right iliopsoas. Right. Okay. Now I wanted to keep some interesting structures. Two interesting structures that here. One is one is a vein. One is a vein. I'll keep it like this. This is one big vein which is coming from this vein. What is this one? Bigger one? Inferior vena cava, which is giving what? The right renal vein. Am I correct? Right renal vein. Okay. Now, definitely when I have drawn the vein, I have to draw something else. What is that? Now I am also drawing this artery here. So I am just drawing the complete artery now. So this is some artery which is coming from other structure. What is this structure? What is this structure? Abdominal aorta. Abdominal aorta, right? Am I correct? It's not a simple aorta, it's an abdominal aorta, right? So this abdominal aorta is giving, now this is the left renal artery and this one is the right renal artery, right? This is the right renal artery. So now I wanted to keep, at this point of time, I want to keep this second part of the duodenum. If I have to keep this second part of the duodenum, I just draw like this. You can please try to see, observe it. It is starting from here. Now it is lying like this. This is the exact location of the second part of the duodenum. Okay? Second part of the duodenum is like this. Okay? Up to this level. Okay? This is the exact location of this second part of the duodenum. So now I just wanted to extend a little bit. Okay, I'll extend till this level. Okay? Okay? Right, I'll extend till this level. This is the second part of the duodenum, which is like, but if you compare that diagram with the first diagram here in this diagram, this is the second part. I have drawn the kidneys, everything, but on some side there is some yellow structure is also there. Right? Let me keep this yellow colored pancreas also here. So I will just keep the yellow colored pancreas like this. Okay? I am keeping the pancreas like this. So let me keep the pancreas. Okay, right now this is the final picture which you get it. So if I have to label it, I will write it as what? Right kidney. Okay? Then this is what? What? Right renal artery. And what is this one? Right renal vein, right iliosoas, right? And also I wanted to write this one as the inferior vena cava, and this is nothing but what is this one? Head of the pancreas, right? Now we will see the posterior relations of this second part of the duodenum. If you come to the posterior relations of the second part of the duodenum, posteriorly this is related to what structures? Now you can tell me. Posteriorly, what are structures there?
Right kidney.
Right kidney, very good.
Right.
Then what is this one? Right renal
Pelvis.
right renal artery,
Right renal vein.
right renal vein, and also you can see this one. What is the inferior vena cava, right? So inferior vena cava, and also I could see some structure here.
Iliosoas muscle.
Iliosoas, and also the right renal pelvis is also related, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
So these are all the structures which are related posterior. But I told you that this is a vertical structure, right? It's a vertical tube. So now I also wanted to keep lateral relations of this, like second part of the figure. If you take this diagram, it is very clear. Laterally, second part is laterally there is some flexion here. That is called, that section is called as what? You know the verti? Hepatic flexure of colon. Now you can see medially there is some structure. Here also medially there is some structure. What is that? Medially what structure you are seeing? Whole pancreas. This is the relation of the second part of the duodenum. So now in the second part we are seeing the anterior relations, posterior relations, medial relation, and the lateral. Right? Now coming to the next one called as the third part of the duodenum. So I will write it as the third part here. The third part of the duodenum is here. It is approximately 10 centimeters long, or otherwise now you can say it as what? 4 inches long. See, the first part is 2 inches long, second part is 3 inches long, third part is 4 inches long. Okay? So it is approximately 10 centimeters long or 4 inches in length, right? And it is now you can see it is horizontal or vertical. So it is the horizontal part of the duodenum. It is the horizontal part of duodenum. Right. Now this horizontal part has what? Anterior relations and the posterior relations. Medial lateral it doesn't have. Why? Medial it is the second part. Lateral it is the fourth part. So now we will be having anterior and the posterior relations. Along with that, we will also be seeing superior and inferior. Now let us see the anterior relations of the third part of the duodenum. Our diagram just third part of the duodenum anterior. Please, everyone, chaptera. What? Transverse colon. Very good. Next.
Transverse mesocolon.
Transverse mesocolon. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Anything else is there? Nothing, no? So these are the two anterior relations. So in the anterior part of the third part of the duodenum, you will be seeing the transverse colon and also the transverse mesocolon. Now coming to the posterior relations. To show you the posterior relations, again I am going to draw the same diagram here. Same diagram I am repeating it, but I will add something else in this diagram. So what is the new addition in this second same diagram is, I am just drawing the kidney again. So this is the kidney, right? And what is this? This is the renal pelvis, and now you can see the small muscular tube. What is this one? Ureter, right? Okay, ureter is there. And also now I just want to keep the same structures here. Iliosomas, that is right or left?
Right.
Right, iliosomas is here. Okay. Now I also wanted to add this structure called as what is this structure? Inferior vena cava with the right renal vein, right? And also adjacent to this inferior vena cava, I also want to keep another one called structure called as the right renal artery, right? And this right renal artery is a branch of what? Abdominal aorta. Now see, this abdominal aorta is going down. In between it has given what structure? That is the right renal and the left renal arteries, right? But once it, after giving the renal arteries, this abdominal aorta gives three more important branches in this lower part. Those branches are here, you can see. This is called as the right gonadal artery, and also this is called as the left gonadal artery. And now, today morning I was telling about the, when I was telling about something blood supply of the stomach, I said some artery of the midgut. Superior descending artery, but it is now in the lower part. So something else should come called as what? The inferior descending artery. So in the lower part of the abdominal aorta, there are three branches which are coming, namely the right gonadal artery, left gonadal artery, right gonadal artery, and the inferior descending artery. Okay, now I wanted to keep this third part. So I am keeping this third part from here. So the third part is lying like this. This is the third part of the duodenum which is lying like this. So I will just draw like this. Okay, I will complete it like this. So now you can see the third part of the duodenum, how it is lying. The third part of the duodenum, if you take it like this, now it is related to the following structures. Related to the following structures, I will just label them again. What is this? Inferior vena cava. What is this? Right, and also these are what the gonadal. I am simply write it as gonadal vessels. Okay. And what is this one? Inferior descending artery, right? So now let us describe the posterior relations of the third part of the duodenum. If you want to write the posterior relations of the third part of the duodenum, what will you write? What do you want to write? First one, what is here? Ureter. Which ureter? Right ureter. Right ureter. Next one is what? Inferior vena cava. And then abdominal aorta. Then the right and left gonadal arteries, right? Gonadal vessels, and also now you are seeing another structure. What is that?
Inferior.
That's it. Okay? So these are all the structures which are related to the third posterior relations of the third part. Now, this is one, horizontal, so it is having anterior, posterior, but also said that it is having
Superior.
inferior. Can anybody please try to say what are the superior relations of this third part?
Pancreas.
That's it, very easy. What is that?
Pancreas.
Pancreas. And now can anybody say what are the inferior relations of this third
Small
part?
intestine.
Third part. What is this? What is it? That is nothing but the loops of small intestine. This is nothing but the loops of small intestine. These are the superior and inferior relations. Now let us go to the final part called as the fourth part of the duodenum. So I will write it as the fourth part of the duodenum here. You know very well that this part is appearing already, it is appearing very small and tiny, right? So that it is approximately 2.5 centimeters long, or otherwise you can say it as 1 inch in length. Okay? So this is the terminal part of the duodenum, which is the fourth part of the duodenum. And this fourth part of the duodenum has also got some relations. So to write the relations anteriorly, we will see what is it related to fourth part. Transverse colon and transverse mesocolon. So simply I will write it as transverse colon and
Transverse mesocolon.
transverse mesocolon. Okay. Now the thing is like coming to the next. We'll complete before going to the posterior relations. We'll complete other things. Superiorly, this fourth part is related to yellow color one.
And head.
Pancreas, right? Inferiorly, it is related to
Small intestine.
loop of intestine. So I will write it as here. Superiorly, it is related to what? But please don't write it as head of pancreas. Now it is related to the body of the pancreas. Okay. And now inferiorly, it is related to what? Loops of small intestine. Now the problem is with the posterior relations. Posterior relations are little tough because by the time the fourth part of the duodenum is now appearing, it moved from right side to the left side, right? So now the structures will be towards the left side only, not the right side. Okay. However, there is one structure which will be seen towards the right side. I'll tell you later. For that purpose, I just want to show you this one. What are the posterior relations? I'm just drawing this abdominal aorta, which is giving what? This is the right renal artery, and also this is the abdominal aorta, which is giving which? This is what? The left renal artery. And you people know very well that the lower part of the abdominal aorta is giving what? Left duodenal artery, right duodenal artery, inferior mesenteric artery, right? And now, one interesting thing is like just to the left of this abdominal aorta, there is one chain which is coming. Morning also I told that this chain is even working on the stomach. This chain is working on the stomach supply. Sympathetic trunk or the sympathetic chain. Just adjacent to the sympathetic chain, we have seen, surprisingly, we have seen one nice vein which is going like this. This is a vein which is going like this. Okay, I will make it more bolder. This is a vein which is like this, and it is going and joining this vein called as the splenic vein. It is joining initially joining the splenic vein, and this splenic vein joined with another vein here called as the superior mesenteric vein. And finally, it has formed another vein called as the portal vein. So, but we are concerned with this vein, right? This is nothing but the inferior mesenteric vein. Inferior mesenteric vein finally drains into splenic vein. This is another neat PG question for you. Okay? The inferior mesenteric vein is draining into what? Splenic vein. Okay? So now we are seeing these structures. So now at this point of time, I just wanted to keep the fourth part of the duodenum. So the fourth part of the duodenum is exactly like this. You can see. This is the fourth part of the duodenum. Now please tell me, what is this fourth part of the duodenum is related to posterior? I will write it here only. Now I am just writing it here. Posterior relations of the fourth part of the duodenum. Fourth part of the duodenum will move from midline to the left, right? Midline, what is the structure? Abdominal aorta, okay.
Right,
Then what?
left.
Very good. What is that? Now please focus. Once you come to the fourth part of the duodenum, not all the arteries are involved. Only the left pudendal artery is only related to this fourth part. Right is gone. Inferior mesenteric artery is also gone. It is also not related, right? Okay. So only the left pudendal artery is related. Now what is this one?
Sympathetic.
Sympathetic chain is related. And then what is this artery? Which artery? Right artery. Very good. Left renal artery is also related. And also one vein is there. What is this? Sympathetic vein. These are all the posterior relations of the fourth part of the duodenum. And now we know the anterior, superior, inferior, posterior relation. That's it. Now, but at this point of time, I wanted to stress on one 3 marks question for you. I will write it as what? Abdominal aorta. This is what? Superior mesenteric vein. What is this one? Splenic vein. What is this one?
Inferior vein.
Inferior mesenteric vein. What is this one? Sympathetic chain, right? And also, what is this one? Renal vein, renal artery. Okay. And now I'm writing it as what? The left renal artery, right? And that's it. Okay. So now, for this fourth part of the duodenum, after the fourth part of the duodenum, it will continue as what?
Duodenum.
One interesting part. Okay. Sometimes we see small children, newborns, whenever you feed them, sometimes what happens is like the mothers come with the baby saying that the baby is vomiting. Whatever we give, she is eating. After 10 minutes, again the baby is vomiting back. there is some problem with this fourth part of duodenum. Actually, you know, like this is the last one which I wanted to show you. Very interesting one. Thing is like this fourth part of the duodenum will be like this. See, this is the fourth part of the duodenum continues with the jejunum like this. See, this is the fourth part continuing with the jejunum like this. Got it? There is somewhat bend is there, right? So I will, you know, like highlight this bend. Okay, this is the fourth part bending down like this, right? And now this is the fourth part bending down with the jejunum. So see, this is nothing but the duodenojejunal flexion. Am I correct? Duodenojejunal junction. So that is a junction between the duodenum and jejunum. So just about this junction, what you see is like you see an important opening here called as the esophageal opening will be seen here. That is present in the diaphragm. Do you remember? Diaphragm has what an esophageal opening. Just to the right side of the esophageal opening, there is another structure called as the right crus of the diaphragm. This is the right crus of the diaphragm. Now see, there is an important ligament which is extending from the right crus of, in between the right crus of the diaphragm and the esophageal opening towards this duodenojejunal junction. What is there, sir? The ligament is there. It is going from, you know, it is coming from the right crus of the diaphragm to the duodenojejunal junction. What is specialty of that? But the specialty of this structure is having upper striated muscle fibers. See, this ligament is having in the upper 1/3, it is having what? The striated muscles. In the middle 1/3, it is having fibrous tissue. And again, in the lower 1/3, it is having something that's called as the smooth muscle tissue. Upper part it is having striated muscle. Lower part it is having smooth muscle. In between it is having fibrous. Why it should be there? Which means that this is also related to something called as a sympathetic chain. It is supplied by some sympathetic chain. When it is stimulated, what happens is like this ligament, whatever is there, actually it is contracted. Once this sympathetic chain is activated, it will slowly become like released or dilated, so that this bend will become what? Straight, right? Once it becomes straight, then what will happen? Bolus will move. So if there is any defect in this ligament, which is called as a ligament of Treves, if there is any problem or developmental defect in this ligament of Treves, food will not pass from the duodenum into the small intestine. As a result, again the baby will regurgitate and she will vomit. That is the importance of this. And this ligament, I am just closing this class now. This ligament is called as what? Ligament of Trietz. Okay? And the upper part is what? Striated muscles. It has got what? Striated muscle. Middle has what? Fibrous tissue. And the lower part is having. This is what? Duodenojejunal flexion of junction. What is this one? Right crus of diaphragm. And what is this opening? This is all about the people. Right? Chala complicated. But you have to study it more and more times. The more number of times you revise, you will understand. Correct? Yeah.